Taiwan is gearing up for war with China. These aren't soldiers, but civilians learning how to defend their country. Taiwan is self-ruled, but Beijing believes it's part of China and says it'll take the island using force if necessary. Across the nation, preppers are training to resist an invasion.
投降，我们并不愿意投降，我们不愿意投降，我们是在准备的。
But are they really a match for the world's biggest military, a force that outnumbers Taiwan's 12 to 1? If China invaded, would you fight?
Yeah, of course. 当然，一定会的。
Democratic Taiwan has never been ruled by China, but many now believe the threat of an invasion has reached critical levels. A lot of Taiwan civilians feel they need to get ready in case there is a war with China. I'm on my way to meet a group of them here in one of the country's biggest cities, Taichung. They are the preppers. Hi there.
Morning.
Hi, how are you?
Morning.
Nice to see you.
That's good.
How are you?
Good.
So, you got all your kit?
Yeah.
You got a tourniquet?
Yeah.
Joe is a nurse who started this training just 2 months ago.
还要再拉吗？那这边束缚带了。
这个会不好，不会。
可以，这样可以。
你要把线收一下。
我不能深呼吸嘞。
At informal schools like this across the country, more and more people are spending their time and money learning how to use weapons defensively.
在台中常常会有飞机啊、战斗机啊在空中飞来飞去，那这些都会让我们觉得中国的威胁。我们在保卫国土上这件事情就是全民都应该是一个保卫国家的人，而不是只有把保卫国家这件责任都依赖在国军上。
In this makeshift basement firing range, all the weapons are replicas that shoot plastic pellets.
会烧。我们出枪姿势是这样的，等于你的脚步、你的身形都已经站好了。好。
Gun ownership for civilians is illegal in Taiwan.
身形已经站好了，对。然后枪口稍微低一点，要低于水平线。
The decision to learn to use a weapon is still quite controversial here. Joe says she's thought hard about it. When you do this, when you actually do the shooting, how does it make you feel?
怎么说？我觉得扳机扣下去就可以伤害人，甚至破坏。但是救人是相对更复杂、更难的事情。所以，枪械很危险。那我们必须要，它的威力也很强大。那所以更需要谨慎的去面对它，然后学习它。
If China invaded, would you fight?
Yeah, of course. 当然，一定会的。
This is closed quarters battle or CQB training. The idea is to hold a position and check the building for enemy fighters. In Taiwan's dense cities, if an attack happens, it would likely be urban warfare like this. Joe's focus is on using her first aid skills to support the army behind the front line. She fears the country's hospitals would be overwhelmed in a war.
1、2、3下。好，你们要检查脚，我负责上半身。OK。所以民众一定要学习如何自助互助，甚至就是让这个大量伤患发生的时候，可以在民间先做一些消化，要不然我们的医疗量能是绝对没有办法 cover 这些伤患的。
Some estimates say a war with China could cost 10,000 lives in the first few days alone. Civilians here want to learn how to deal with a massive casualty situation. It's coming up to 8 o'clock, most people have finished work, and Central Park here in Taichung is deserted. except for Jo and her group of preppers, who come here for what they call self-training, where they each share the skills that they have.
解开，从下面绕过去。
Across the country, there's a growing movement of groups like Jo's. An estimated 1.6 million of Taiwan's 23 million people have done some form of civil defense training.
那基本上我已经设定，就是我会跟你们讲什么时候出动。
Tonight's exercise is a simulated enemy attack.
我们现在交战区哦，所以我们要赶快离开这里。里面是危险，里面很恐怖。哎，有枪声，有枪声，找掩蔽。
Jo and her wife, Afra, train together every Friday. The delivery may be dramatic, but the intent is serious. We've all seen in America the preppers preparing for doomsday, and they are kind of thought of often as sort of quite eccentric. Is your group different to that?
我觉得不一样，但是同样的一点是对于未来的担心。那我们现在是把这个担心更具体化，然后把我们这个焦虑的情绪转为实际可以做的事情。
Do you think enough people in Taiwan are doing this?
也许现在没有，但现在绝对比过去1个月、半年甚至1年还要多人来准备这件事情。然后人们也在这个团体里面得到不管是信心也好，或者是一起准备的伙伴也好。好，肩膀给你们，2个脚来，1、2、3 ，Go Go。
The rescue mission ends with the casualties carried to safety. And these propaganda videos of real-life military exercises released by China's armed forces show why people are worried. Beijing's multi-day drills demonstrate how it would annex Taiwan entirely, using live-fire exercises, fighter jets, naval deployments and ballistic missile launches across the Taiwan Strait. The intimidation tactics have a clear message. Don't begin to think you can resist. To understand Beijing's fixation with taking Taiwan, Kinmen Island, just 2 miles from mainland China, is a good place to start. This was once the front line of a war with China. Messages of peace are still broadcast across the water to Xiamen.
我希望在大陆的同胞也可以跟我们享受到一样的民主跟自由。在这里呢，祝大家身体健康，民主万岁！谢谢。
After losing to the communists in a brutal civil war, the nationalists fled to Taiwan in 1949, creating the Republic of China. Kinmen was the battleground. Over 6,000 people died fighting for the island. The nationalists kept it, but Beijing has claimed Taiwan as its territory ever since. Today, the shell damage and propaganda are kitsch tourist attractions. But for residents like Maestro Wu, war is still within living memory. Nice to see you. When you were a boy, where were the bombs landing?
一般炮弹那时候都掉落在陆地上，掉落在海边上、海滩上也有，比较少。
How do you feel about the Chinese people? What is their relationship to you?
原来我们金门跟厦门就是一个生活圈，所以说我们的各种语言文化、各种信仰、各种生活习惯几乎都是一样的。
At his workshop, Maestro Wu makes knives from old shell casings. And there's no shortage of material to work with. Over 1 million of these landed here.
这是一把我们家庭用的菜刀。
It's a beautiful thing. Oh, still warm. Like many people on Kinmen, Maestro Wu wants to keep the peace, even if that means negotiating with China. Some people here, they look at what happened in Ukraine and they see the Ukrainians fighting the Russians and they say this would be the same for Taiwan and Taiwan should fight China if that were to happen. What do you think of that?
我相信世界上最明智的政治家就是怎么样把危险化作那个把危险化作那个和平，不要一直这样，因为第一，台湾本身就是一个小岛，所以你只要一打下去，整个台湾一定是毁掉。
What do you say to those people who think your talk of political solutions is naive and that China is an evil country that needs to be confronted?
到目前为止，从我小时候到现在，我还没有看过他去侵略别的国家，到别的国家去打仗。所以在我们看来，觉得说这些都是只是一个很多都是一个假设。
Across the water from Kinmen, the bright lights of Xiamen may seem more photo opportunity than threat. But looking at Taipei Harbour on the main island, Taiwan's vulnerability is obvious. The Taiwan Strait is one of the world's busiest shipping lanes and Taiwan's lifeline. China could seal off this island nation and force it to negotiate or surrender. In a suburban tower block near the harbour, I meet another prepper, Charles Chi, who's worried about a blockade. Hello. Hi, Charles.
Morning.
Nice to see you.
Morning.
Thank you. So this is home. And this is all your supplies, is it?
Yeah.
So you've got everything you need?
Yeah. This is my supplies. Hazmat suit, tourniquet, and combat gauze. This is my battery box, candle.
Charles is a captain in the army. He'd be part of Taiwan's official military response. But despite this, he's preparing for the worst. So this is not about fighting, this is about surviving.
Yeah, that's the point.
The job of the government is to look after the people.
Yeah.
But you're saying, no, you must look after yourself.
When the disaster or warfare, the government will shut down.
Civil breakdown.
Yeah, civil breakdown. Bandage.
There is so much kit, you can't ever forget it, can you? It's like you're living in a bunker.
Yeah, that's the prepare. You know, I want and I like it.
Taiwan only has to look to Hong Kong to see what China can do to its democracy. Beijing promised to respect one country, two systems there, but ended up suppressing free speech, violently cracking down on protests, imprisoning pro-democracy activists, and squashing the umbrella revolution.
Most of this is we stand with Hong Kong and for freedom, fight for freedom.
Joe has taken me to see Taichung's Lennon Wall. Covered in messages of support for Hong Kong and Ukraine, this kind of expression of free speech would be banned in China.
Hi, Casey. 见到你真好。
Hi, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Casey is a Hong Konger, an artist and activist. You were in the protests, were you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I find a poster of me
Really?
in
What,
this
here?
tunnel. Yeah.
Where?
Over there.
Casey met Joe at her training group.
That's me right there.
He's now living in Taiwan in self-declared exile.
The red giant is coming. We gotta be united and fight against this big adversary.
But isn't the fact that you're here
Yes.
the proof that you can't fight?
Yes. True.
You know, the giant is much, much bigger.
The people of Hong Kong didn't have the army, we didn't have guns, we didn't have tanks and missiles and HIMARS and America. But we still rise, 1 million and 2 million of us, with our bare body. So it's not about winning. It's about how to fall down gracefully so that other city-states nearby can wake up.
But do you feel that Taiwan could win in a fight?
If we are together enough, we are get together enough. Taiwan people, even we are not win, but we are not lose.
That sounds really good. not losing.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes it's not about winning or losing, it's about the process for the fight of freedom and democracy, right?
Yeah, and if we don't stand up for our country, we cannot hope other country to help us.
Yeah.
So we have to stand up at first.
Taiwan knows this is all about resisting China's might, and one way to do that is to show that the population is prepared.
结果台风开始了，台风只是一个征候，当然我们要准备好。那准备好绝对不能说，政府准备好。
This weekend, Joe has travelled up to the capital, Taipei, to observe a drill organised by an NGO called Forward Alliance. They've trained thousands of civilian responders who can mobilise if there's a disaster, ranging from a typhoon or earthquake to the biggest existential threat facing Taiwan, war with China.
往左，往左，往左，往左，往左。
看起来是一个爆炸现场，刚刚有枪声啊、爆炸声，他们就是在做伤患的包扎、止血，然后跟搬运。
For Joe, seeing training on this scale, with hundreds of attendees and so well resourced, is reassuring.
蛮惊讶的，就是我们在其他的团里面，可能中南部啊，可能没有现在这么大一个组织。事情我觉得很好，然后也希望这种人数可以越来越多。
The race to prepare in Taiwan is as much about technology as it is about manpower. I'm meeting a toy maker that's helping to develop kit for the army. It looks like a toy, and that's the point. This was a famous toy company once upon a time making remote control cars. But Taiwan has looked at Ukraine and realised that these sorts of things could be crucial for defence.
那最主要就是说，它可以放大之后，它可以去追随那个车。
This surveillance drone has advanced AI. It can lock on and track moving targets like this high-speed train. Drones are a key tool in asymmetrical warfare, but the problem is Taiwan has just hundreds of them compared to China's tens of thousands.
我们带我们是 human， 还有把我们抓起来，所以我们可以移动，它上面都会。
The government has asked Thunder Tiger and other commercial companies to join its national drone team and develop models for the military. Do you think Taiwan can keep up technologically?
I believe so. Taiwan been making the most advanced commercial chips for all the industry worldwide. But now the Taiwanese government and Taiwanese company and Taiwanese people are aware that they should do something for themselves to protect themselves.
You're going to need a lot of these then?
Yes, we need our government should not only purchase 3,000, they should purchase 30,000.
For you, is this just a commercial decision to make money for your shareholders, or is this about national defense?
From our childhood, we've been loving flying these airplanes and drones and helicopters. So it's a fantastic dream job for us. We can make money for ourselves, and we can also make something which is meaningful to our country.
On every level of Taiwanese society, there are people gearing up for war. And at the country's largest defence expo, it all looks very slick. Taiwan's biggest military suppliers are here at this expo, but there's something else going on, which is the prepper culture of replica weapons and civil militia. The lines between these two worlds are really starting to blur. Taiwan's military has been accused of being on the back foot, with too few soldiers and weapons and an insufficient conscription program. But does it really need the preppers' help to beat China's army, the PLA? I've come to the country's main defence think tank to ask. Dr. Shen, hello, Krishnan Gurumurthy, hello. Thank you very much indeed for having us. If you compare numbers, how can Taiwan ever defeat the Chinese army?
Okay, you can see, yeah, PLA had 2 million, but how many tools he can use in Taiwan Strait? I think maybe 300,000 or 400,000. We can use urban warfare and maybe big city warfare.
You seem very certain
Yeah,
that military action is coming.
yeah,
Is this what the Taiwanese military establishment thinks?
yes,
But Joe Biden
Yes.
has said he will not allow it.
yeah, yeah. We know that United States will intervene Taiwan Strait conflict, but we don't know which way or which model. Maybe the model like Ukraine, but between Ukraine and United States, they don't have the so-called like Taiwan Relation Act.
So the truth is that Taiwan is relying on the United States.
Of course, right now, yeah.
So what do you think of the preppers here, the civilians
Yes.
who are preparing for war?
If people choose to stay in Taiwan, it means that they want to prepare or want to defend their own prosperity, their life, and their country. It's useful. If people where the fighting is very high, yeah, any weapon system can use, they will use.
China may see Taiwan as its own province to be reclaimed, but Taiwan has enjoyed years of democratic freedoms and won't give them up easily.
谢谢。
What preppers like Joe fear losing is quite hard to define precisely, but you get a sense of it if you come here to one of Taiwan's famous night markets. It's really relaxed. Joe and her wife can come here and they don't feel watched. They can do what they want, they can say what they want, and it's that freedom they want to hold on to. China's lack of marriage equality is one obvious threat to Joe. Why do you love your country?
People in here is they can be free in thought, in lifestyle, even in art. But in China, they have to 思想审查的英文是什么？
Whatever happens to Taiwan in the future, whether it's one country, two systems, whether it's a Chinese takeover, what will your identity be?
Still Taiwanese, even wars happen, even it's one country, two systems, I'm still Taiwanese.
Taiwan has long hoped to avoid war with China by treading carefully. But as Beijing gets bolder, so too do the preppers. This island nation is gaining the confidence to push back.